Okay, so I just want to show you how to do some searches on NC Live. Go to the library. Be sure you go to the library homepage. And then you go to LibGuides. And then scroll down until you see BritLit 2. And you click on that. And here you'll see a series of online literary databases. Let's look at Literature Resource Center first. You'll have to put your username and password in there if you're off campus. And then you're here at Literature Resource Center, and you can plug in your author name. Let's see what we come up with. So there are only 4 things here, but 4 things are better than nothing. And they look pretty good. I've seen the high kick of Regency fashion before. And we'll take a look at this Georgette Heyer overview. And we see information about some of her books. And we come on down. Talks about the artificial world she created. Characters are either quality or are willing to serve. That whole section looks interesting and would be useful in telling us about her novels and the setting of her novels. And then we come on down, and even though the foundling is not mentioned, there's other information about things, setting and historical context and things that are particular to her time period that she was writing about Regency England. So I think this one would be useful. Comes from NC Live, Literature Resource Center, and here is the citation with the correct hanging indentation and the correct italics. So we could just copy that and paste it. Sometimes when you paste it, it doesn't keep the formatting, so you'll have to go back and fix the formatting. You can also export this to Google Drive or EasyBib. I usually just copy and paste it into my document. So that's one. Another place you can go is the Cyclopedia of Literary Places. I've already done a search here and could not find anything about Georgette Heyer, so I decided to pick a different novel. I know at least one person is writing about Bram Stoker's Dracula, so I decided to take a look at that one. So here we are at Cyclopedia of Literary Places. You can click on exact phrase if you want to. Get the author's last name, first and last name. Got to watch out on this one because the spell check will automatically change your word if you're not careful. And you can see it has all of these different places. It tells you about what it means in the novel, but it also tells you if there is a location that's obviously in mind, that's actually still there, that you could visit. And the goal here is to make everything related somehow to your travel project. So you want to find sources that are going to be useful in telling you about setting and about places that are important to the author and about historical context. And again, you get the citation. You want to pick MLA. Be sure you pick MLA and not APA. And that is Cyclopedia of Literary Places. Another one that you might want to look at is ProQuest Central. And you can put your search terms. I'm going to go back to Georgette Heyer here. The sample that I used. she's not a real well-known, not studied a whole lot, so there's not a whole lot about this particular novel, but there's enough to get a good bibliography and to have a good trip. So here, right off the top, is a really good source. Let a Romantic Novelist Be Your Guide. So Sue Atwood, who is a romance writer, wrote about Georgette Heyer. And this is just really great because it gives you all of these places you could go. It talks about it gives you the walk and where you can go. And here you can see actually the foundling is actually mentioned. They have a quote from the book. It has some references to Wellington and Nelson, two important military people. It mentions the foundling again. And then it has the best hotels for Heyer fans. And I have the Only Running Footman on my itinerary. So this is a really great source that I used in my sample annotated bibliography. The High Kick of Regency Fashion was another one that gave me some interesting information. Not quite as good as that other site, though. Now let's look at an ebook Central. And I've already made a search here just to be sure that I could find something. But again, Georgette Heyer is not real well known in scholarly circles. So if you can find something about a lesser known person, you're sure to find something about these major authors you're looking for. And the second one is a good one, A Natural History of the Romance Novel. It has a whole chapter I found. But what's great about ebooks is that you can search within the book. And you can see they've already pointed out, and you can see the blue line shows how much is in that chapter, in that part. And I found that there's a lot about Georgette Heyer, and you can see it highlighted there in chapter 12. But there's even more in chapter 13. That whole chapter is about Georgette Heyer. And so it has a lot of information. It doesn't really mention the foundling ever, but again, it mentions things important to the author and important to some of her other novels that I could all use to help plan my itinerary. There is a citation generator in this database as well. If you go up at the top and click on the little quote bubble, it gives you got to be careful though, because it's in MLA, but it's no hanging indentation, and it doesn't have the titles, book titles and the database titles in italics. So when you copy and paste that, you'll have to add that yourself. So some of the citation generators are better than others. You just have to double check everything to be sure it's in the right format. I will be grading that closely. So I hope this helped you to do more searches and easier searches on NC Live. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can call me at 694-1853 and leave a message, or you could message me on Moodle, or you can email me at kdw@blueridge.edu. Just let me know if you have any questions at all, and I'll be glad to help you. Hope this helps.